What's going on, guys? This is Watt, and I'm going to be commentating over a Zarya game on Ilios that I played a few weeks back. I'm just going to be watching this back and talking about what I'm doing and thinking, and hopefully it'll be helpful to some people. As you can see right away, there's a couple players worth mentioning. There's myself at rank 6 and Bebheb at rank 7, as well as Pokes Alt and Joomla on my team. The other team has Flame, Raucous, and Zombs, the X-Splice player, and 2 current phase players. Not much else to talk about until the game actually starts. I thought Joomla was staying on Bastion, so I was going to go D.Va to protect him, but he switches off at the last second, and then I go back, and ultimately it just makes us both late to this first fight. You won't be hearing me talk to my team at any point, so hopefully I'll be able to say all the things that I would have said to them, but here at the beginning I told them all to hold back until we got there. Not only are we here much later, we're also running a Widow to this mid, so I know that they're going to be aggressing on us pretty early. It makes the most sense for us to just sit back and play the defensive game, try to take out their Winston since we don't have one of our own. Their Winston already jumped in and backed up, so I'm just going to use my bubbles here to get a little energy, do a little more damage as I push up on the right, try and pressure him back. I try and get some point presence here so they don't just cap it for free. I'm kind of the only beefy person on the team besides the Roadhog. It winds up leading to me dying, but while they're all shooting at me, my team's getting kills, so I consider it worthwhile.
Why are we giving them the point for free? Friends, why are you guys such puss?
Joomla making another good point there.
I die. I'm coming now.
As you can see here on the scoreboard, we're going to have our spawns back to the fight faster than they do, so we can probably just retake it immediately. Since we ended that fight with more kills than they did, our team's still fighting up there, but then Genji ults and it all turns south. Probably would have been better for us all to just back up and regroup, try again, together, but unfortunately we wind up losing 2 more people here and we have to back up and wait. I'm keeping an eye on my bubble cooldowns because I know they have a 2-man advantage and the Winston will probably try to aggress. He winds up getting a little too hyphy and we're able to take him out, so as soon as our next 2 players get here we can go in for free. We start going in right away, and I focus the Zenyatta over the Genji because I know Genji just ulted earlier and I don't want to deal with Trance. I see that my teammates will be able to deal with whatever's happening over there once I bubble them, and I try to go find the McCree that I saw earlier. They have the point, so they don't mind flooding in, try to stall it just a little bit longer, get a little bit extra percent, which is fine by us as well, as long as we get the point at the end. No one's in any real danger of dying here, but using my shields I'm able to stay at around 100 energy. I know we're probably never going to be able to kill this Winston, but when he ults, he basically just gives you a ton of ult charge if you want to shoot at him. I let my team know that my ult's ready, and I try and see who I can combo with. They're looking to push in pretty quickly, get back to the point, and I see they're coming from the right towards the middle. I'm able to neutralize the nano boost and their entire team simultaneously. I won't be able to kill them through trance, but I hear that my McCree's ulting, so I turn around and give him the bubble, and we're able to clean up the fight pretty quickly.
Yeah, you guys like my Ana spot?
At this point, both teams have just used most of their ults, so the most important thing to do here is make sure that I don't die, and make sure that my teammates don't die by giving them bubbles. As long as we don't get picked, they can only push once they get their ults back up. I try to be conservative with my team bubble, but my personal shield, I'm not too worried about dying, so I just use that to get a little more energy when I can. I use my right clicks to pressure these 2 chokes so they can't just walk towards the point for free. The Winston jumps in here, and I decide to just try to shoot through the Zarya shield so we can try and kill him as fast as possible. I'm not really sure why they even tried this push. None of them ult, and none of us ult, so we just wind up cleaning them up for free and getting a ton of ult charge for ourselves. Quick look at the scoreboard shows that I have all 4 golds, for whatever that's worth.
God!
No, it's Pokken overpowered, dude.
Oh
The
my
duo.
god!
Oh, and Tails.
Wow.
My
Forget. Yo, it's Pokken
like
overpowered
Sonic, dude.
featuring Tails.
Just like Sonic, dude. The video game Sonic with Mario Brother.
At the rate they're moving, the other team's only going to have 1 more push, so I'm making sure I hold Graviton for just the right time. If we kill them 1 more time, we win the round. I see an opportunity here, and I manage to get 4 of them. Once the Genji comes in, I make sure to quickly give him a bubble as well, and we're able to clean everybody up. We go ahead and push up here to kill the people that are still alive and ensure that there's no way we can lose the round.
You're over.
Young Flame is going to the trash can, friends. Young's
I thought he
Zoom
is the
is
trash
going
can.
to the trash can. No, I'm not.
I'm going to go ahead and skip forward 2 rounds. We managed to lose the next 2 in a row, even though both rounds were really close, and now we're back here on Well.
Yeah, let's go.
There's probably some stuff worth talking about in those last rounds, but I don't really feel like making this a half-hour video, so I'm just going to skip them and stick with the ones that we win.
Combos with Zarya too.
Nano boost me and we win, pretty much.
Skipping forward to the actual fight here, they've been running Reinhardt for a couple rounds now, which doesn't really change the way that you play Zarya, but it does give you the chance to get a little bit of extra energy from fire strikes. Unfortunately, in this fight, I managed to get 0 energy and get completely fucked, so I just sit in the corner to heal with Lucio for a little bit. I keep trying to preemptively shield my Genji for when he's about to go in, but I think that a lot of the time he's just trying to bait out their abilities, so I wind up wasting it. When I can, I'd rather hit players than Reinhardt's shield, since it would build my ult and actually do damage, but if I'm not shooting at anything, I make sure I'm shooting at the Rein shield so we can try and take it down. This fight took a really long time, despite the fact that at no point did we ever seem advantaged, and eventually we all die and just back up. I know they're still chasing us, and I hear the Rein charge, so I try and bubble someone. He winds up going through and killing somebody else instead.
Oh my god.
At this point, all we can do is regroup, try and push again when we have all 6. I'm getting pretty close to ult, and I'm not afraid of Earth Shatter since I have my own bubble, so I'm able to walk up and just do a little damage, do a little poking. Here we're planning to do a Beyblade combo, but unfortunately our Reaper dies pretty early, so we're just hanging out.
Reaper's dead. About that.
Here they use their mana manage to push in, and I see that we have all our ults, so I want to try and make a fight out of it, but unfortunately I wind up wasting mine because my whole team died. I shouldn't have used it there, but their Lucio does use Sound Barrier, so it's not for nothing. I check and see that we still have 4 very worthwhile ults, so we're going to be able to take this fight right back to them, although it would have been much better if I didn't use mine there.
Alright, where are you?
Not much to say about this next bit. We had ults and they didn't, so we just walk right over him. I go ahead and check the scoreboard again, see that we still have Death Blossom, but everything else is down, and they're definitely going to have ult advantage for the next fight. Just something that's important to keep in mind. I grab what energy I can before the fight actually starts, and I see our Ana's overextended, and I have a bubble for her. They have Rein, which makes it difficult, but we're just trying to keep them locked down in this choke. Once they actually get in with their ults, it's going to be a lot tougher for us, but if we can hold them back for as long as possible. I managed to bait out the Earth Shatter, and our Reaper goes in from behind for a triple kill. By the time I finally get back, I almost have ult as well, and we're almost certainly going to be able to take this next fight.
Okay,
I want to kill Nano Boost.
I was gonna die anyways. I had to jump out.
Pretty hard to talk over all that. Poke winds up jumping into the pit and killing himself. My Graviton doesn't do much but stall them, but then we win with the nano boosted Genji ult, so it winds out working out for us even though it was kind of a goofy situation. That being said, I know they're going to have a big ult advantage for the next fight, so we have to play pretty safe here.
So, all because of a
I
run,
was
babe.
like,
After I said that shit, I was being serious.
The Tracer going on left
Yo,
side.
what? Can you save your E for me, please? Okay,
watch out, Reinhardt might have his ult.
that's why the E.
Like earlier, there's not going to be much to say about this. They have ults and we don't, so we're going to die. It takes them a while, but they do take the point from us, so I'm just going to skip ahead. Moving ahead to the actual push, I decided to come from a different direction so I don't get caught in any crowd control, ult combos or anything, and I bubble the Reaper when he starts spinning. We're able to take this fight pretty easily. Outside of 6v6 fights, I like to use my shields pretty liberally to get energy and soak up damage, but when you know a fight's coming, you have to save it and make sure you bubble the people that are going to be ulting, especially if you have like Ana combos and stuff.
That was the entire fucking plan. You Nano Boost me, I Beyblade, we win. Yeah,
Flawless.
bulletproof plan.
Oh, here you go.
So here we are on the last round, rolling out here on Lighthouse, 2-2, so it's going to be down to the wire. In the beginning of fights like this, it can be pretty hard to bubble the person that you want to bubble. I was trying to put it on the D.Va there, but I got the Reaper instead. Unfortunately, we weren't able to kill that Winston. We should have killed him pretty early, and it would have won us the fight, but instead it drags on for a bit longer. I'm pretty much just scrapping with them at this point. I'm bubbling people that are taking damage, bubbling myself, and trying to do damage back. And they make their way to the point before us as we get pushed back by the Winston.
The Reaper right here.
We try to nano boost the Reaper to take back some presence, but unfortunately it's far too late. We already lost the point, and we wind up trading kills, so it goes poorly for us.
I'm dead. Gotta kill the Reaper.
Kill the Reaper, kill the Reaper.
McCree coming.
Dude, I'm so
I just
bad.
realized.
Tired. Fuck my life.
As we come back out, we're able to get a quick pick on the Winston, and we can push in 5v6. I almost have my ult as well, and I let my team know. We're temporarily slowed down by the high noon, but as soon as my bubble's up, I go out there and tank it so we can get moving.
Are you guys ready?
We start pushing into them here, and I get my Graviton mid-fight, so I drop it whenever it looks right. When the Reaper comes into ult, I back up until he's sucked towards the Graviton away from me, and then I come back in and kill him. Whenever possible, you want to not use your ult. Like, if it looked like my team was going to win that fight without my Graviton, I wouldn't have used it so that we could have it for the next fight, but I could tell pretty early on once their Lucio ulted that it was slipping away from us, so I made sure that I dropped it in there.
I have my
Being able to recognize situations where you don't have to ult, even though like maybe you'll get 6 people, but they're going to die anyways, like that's really important so that you can maximize your effectiveness.
Don't need to use your ults, don't. Like me and Anna should be able to clear one fight.
You might even hear Joomla in the background talking about it, how this next fight hopefully we'll only have to use Reaper ult and Ana ult together. Anything else would be a waste.
Can you get into my line of sight? So you can, like...
My Genji's in a weird spot, but rather than bubbling him, I save it, because I know that we're going to be doing the Reaper ult soon, and I want him to make sure he doesn't get crowd controlled.
Let's go.
Where are you?
Of course, had I known he was going to get Graviton, I would have saved it for after, but it does stop him from taking the brunt of the damage, and he's able to go back out there after Wraithing and get some kills.
Great stuff.
The few people left after all that just jump off the edge to die, so they don't get staggered.
Yeah.
I watched it. Oh, let's talk about it.
I know my Reaper's getting into position to get this monkey, so I make sure that I'm distracting him and bubbling for full energy, and he comes in from behind. We don't get the kill, but it does force out his ult, and now they have to pretty much engage with him. I'm just kind of shooting opportunistically, like whoever's next to me I'll just start firing at because this fight's such a clusterfuck to begin with, and when I get knocked towards Lucio I make sure I take him out so he doesn't get an ult off or anything. Ultimately this winds up being a pretty standard fight where neither of us have ults, but we're in the better defending position, so they're not going to win.
I've been Beyblading since 9.
Looking at the time, you can see that there's 70% for us, so we know that they only have one more push, assuming we defend. And since I'm close to Graviton, you know, we're talking in chat, talking about how we're going to get this last round finished.
Zarya?
I'm really close to Graviton, and I know that the Reaper does have ult. He's just hiding over there in the corner, so I'll bubble him as soon as they come through.
Default spot then.
If I managed to have it slightly sooner, I think this would have been a little bit cleaner, but I get it, and I'm able to get a couple and bring the Reaper in.
Someone's on point.
Obviously, it would be ideal to get like 3 or 4 people in every Graviton, but the fact that we were able to get those 2 kills so early basically sealed us the game anyways. With the final nano boost and bubble, we're able to kill everybody and take the round. This isn't a guide or anything, so I don't have any like closing thoughts or parting words, but hopefully this is helpful for anyone who's interested in playing Zarya. If you have any specific questions, you can just ask in the comments. I read and answer everything. If this gets good feedback, maybe I'll make something else like it in the future, but for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Oh, I gave him the...
should
I
take
gave him
those.
the whole fucking hog. This is a fucking joke. I didn't do anything here.
What the hell did you do there? Look at this!
What'd you even fucking do?
I stole 4 kills with my right click.
Wow.
Disgusting.
I fucking debuffed all of them so they couldn't heal, and the fucking Roadhog gets it.
Good game.
Dude, I don't get it.
Coincidence? I think not.
You get a card for staying one hero the whole game, right? Like, look at that. It wants you to stay one hero the whole game. It encourages you.
Nope.
Never switch.